good thing to encourage our children to come to the masjid, but they also got to have someone to oversee them, a guardian. Yeah, alhamdulillah, one of our volunteers has picked up that the child doesn't have, and he's keeping an eye on the children. MashaAllah. But this is something important to keep in mind. You wouldn't take your child and just go leave them in the park and say, go play. And if you do that, then you need your head checked. Yeah. So how do we do it in the house of Allah Ta'ala? Don't just think it is safe. If in the greatest of masajid, in Makkatul Mukarramah, such terrible things can happen, who's there to say that it can't happen here? May Allah Ta'ala protect our beloved youth, inshallah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhan nas, O mankind, ittaqoo rabbakum alladhi khalaqakum min nafsin wahida. Have taqwa, be conscious of that Allah who has created you from nafsin wahida, from one person. Wa khalaqa minha zawjaha, and from there Allah Ta'ala has made for you your spouses. So those of you boys not married yet, inshallah looking to get married, she's there somewhere. You just have to find her. Locate her now. وَبَثَّ مِنْهُمَا رِجَالًا كَثِيرًا وَنِسَاءً. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, from each spouse Allah ta'ala created many men and women. What Allah ta'ala created? Men and women, not its, not things. Nowadays they want you to believe. You can't say it's a boy or girl, you must say it's a it or a thing. Allahu Akbar. How bad is that? Allah Ta'ala has given life, and then we still want to say, no, the child must decide whether it wants to be a potato or it wants to be a boy. Allahu Akbar. And then you get some idiots that are like that. If you've seen any of the articles, one said, I'm supposed to be a dog. But God made me. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. Allah Ta'ala says, we created mankind in the best of creations. ثُمَّ رَدَدْنَاهُ أَسْفَلَ سَافِلِينَ. But you know what insan did? They went and did the worst of worst things to bring themselves right down. Allah elevated you, you made yourself go right down. May Allah Ta'ala not make us of those people, inshallah. Ameen. وَبَثَّ مِنْهُمَا رِجَالًا كَثِيرًا وَنِسَاءً وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ الَّذِي تَسَاءَلُونَ بِهِ وَالْأَرْحَامَ. And this is a very important part. Allah Ta'ala again mentions taqwa, having consciousness of Allah Ta'ala, and then He says, through whom you demand your mutual rights and revere the wombs. Yani revere and honor your family members. Revere and honor your family members. And with regards to those that it may be permissible to break ties with, it's not about breaking ties. You still maintain some relationship. If they have done something that is wrong, they've broken the command of Allah Ta'ala or asked you to do such a thing, or something has happened. La yuldahul mu'min min juhri marratain. I, as your brother or your relative, I promise you that, you know what, I will do this for you. Don't worry, I'll sort it, don't worry. And when the time comes, I let you down. Then, now you know, you should be on your guard. The next time I make such a promise to you, you be careful. Say, no, this guy, you know, last time he promised me, he let me down. He dropped me like a hot potato. I'm not going to go through the same thing again. Yeah? So then you are holding your guard. You are not breaking relationships. You still maintain the relationship. You still make salam, kalam. You treat them, you respect them, and so forth. But where it comes to a relationship where you are constantly in and out of one another's lives, then that may have to change. Insan needs to use common sense. Unfortunately, we've reverted, or not even reverted, we've gone sometimes onto a tangent where we don't even realize what is rights, what is fulfilling of rights, and what is something totally different, sometimes even obeying shaitan. May Allah Ta'ala save us from this, inshallah. So Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has given us the opportunity as Muslimin, Mu'mineen, to be of those who are the best of creation. We have this past month worked extremely, extremely hard. I came across something this morning. Let me just see if I can find it. Allahu Akbar. Okay, so Mufti Ibrahim Desai, he says, When a plane takes off, 4 engines are used and the fuel consumption is very high. Because that plane has got, especially if it's going to India, Pakistan or such, because our suitcases are full, isn't it? 2 by 23 kilo plus the 10 kilos hand luggage. We all been there, done that. Just don't get a t-shirt to prove it. You might get a fine though, or your stuff thrown off. So because there's loads of stuff on them, I'm just joking about this. I'm Indian background, my father is there, Gujarati background, so I got nothing against anyone from anywhere in the subcontinent, yeah? We're all, innamal mu'minuna ikhwa. I read it the other night in Taraweeh. Indeed, the believers are brothers and sisters of one another. That's who you are to me. I don't look at you and say, oh, this guy's a Gujarati, Pakistani Mehman or anything like that. I do look at the Mehmans a bit more because they're very sharp, so they got a lot of money, so they can help the masjid, inshallah. Brothers, move forward, move forward. The stuff is empty. Come on, move forward, brothers. Come on, don't worry. You will have enough energy till iftar. Don't worry. We only got how many hours left? Plenty. Inshallah, we'll make it. Not many hours left, inshallah. Before you know it, just now is going to be Eid Namaz. Yes, I said Eid Namaz. Just now is going to be Eid Namaz in a few hours' time. That's how fast Ramadan has gone, no? How many people really suffered, except those who may be ill? How many of us really suffered? Yeah, you may have craved something, a nice, cold, fizzy drink, yeah, or maybe some nice chicken tikka or chops. But you know what, we have to go through some difficulty. Otherwise, how are we going to get Jannah by? So anyway, so Mufti Sahib says, when the plane takes off, you need 4 engines. Fuel consumption is really high. The jet fuel, yeah, pushing out. But once a plane is airborne, then what happens? 2 engines are switched off. Yeah? 2 engines are switched off, and now the fuel consumption also drops. He says, likewise, initially, we need courage to start reforming ourselves. We just need to give ourselves that push. And that's what we have been doing for the past 3 weeks. We have been pushing ourselves and fasting for 18 hours and then pushing ourselves and then performing Taraweeh and then pushing ourselves and reading Quran and pushing ourselves and being generous and giving from our wealth and pushing ourselves and doing more and more and more and more and more other good things. Subhanallah al-Azim. Allahu Akbar. Now you have pushed in, made all that effort. Your plane is airborne. Your spiritual flight is now on its path. Do not drop it with the day of Eid. Do not drop it on the day of Eid. Yeah? You've made so much of effort. You've worked really, really hard. You've made those efforts, those sacrifices. Do not let the day of Eid come, and just because you're chilling with the family and you've had about 3 breakfasts already by the time Zohar comes, yeah, then now you miss Zohar Salah. Whereas the whole past month you were there for Zohar. Yeah? You are going to be with your family members, your friends, your near and dear ones. Some of you may be working, and especially my heart goes out to our children that will be writing GCSE exams. My daughter's got 2 if it's on Wednesday. Yeah, 2 exams. 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. The poor child can't think of biryani. They'll probably just fall asleep in the paper. So we make dua that Allah Ta'ala makes them successful also, inshallah. But you think about it, this effort that you put in, please don't let it go for waste. Yeah, for your own good. Yeah, make that extra effort, make those sacrifices. You've worked really hard, and let's just keep on maintaining it, inshallah. Let's keep working hard on it. And if you think, you know what, I didn't really do much, I only kept 1 fast in the whole month of Ramadan, that's 1 fast that you kept for the pleasure of Allah. The rest you may have, for your own pleasure, you may have not kept fast, but you kept that 1 fast, isn't it? You made that extra effort, you made that extra salah, you read that extra Quran, you made that extra dhikr, and did whatever other good deeds that you did. Do not lose out on it. Don't throw, as they say, they say, don't throw water over it, over your efforts. You've worked really hard. Don't just throw it down the drain. Maintain that, inshallah. Yeah? We're going to try and maintain this, inshallah. Yeah, genuine, inshallah. Not inshallah, I'll think about it, or inshallah, no, or inshallah, yes, but inshallah, definitely I am going to do this. Yeah? Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. May Allah Ta'ala make it easy for us. Maintain family relationships, don't break them. And if you think that, you know what, I have broken them, or I have been that extra little bit stubborn, us guys can be very, very stubborn at times. I'm not saying any of you guys are, but I'm just saying in case. You may have broken relationships with someone, and if we have done so, pick up the phone them. Don't send them a forwarded text. Someone sent me a text, my dua especially for you, and at the top it says forwarded. Unless maybe someone wrote the dua for them. I doubt very much it was especially for me. Right? Have something that comes from your heart. It may be simple words. It may not be something fancy. It may not have all the little emojis and everything that you get on WhatsApp. But it must be something that comes from your heart, something that you feel, something that you mean and you are genuine about. No matter whose feelings you have hurt, ask for forgiveness. Once you have asked for sincere forgiveness and you have done whatever you could to get that forgiveness, inshallah, then your side is done. On the day of Qiyamah, you will not be questioned. Yeah? You will not be questioned on the day of Qiyamah. So make that effort, inshallah al-Aziz. Have a nice Eid. And before you get to Eid, there's a few things that are going to happen. I'll make the announcements with regards to that just now, inshallah al-Aziz. While the adhan does take place, inshallah, I can ask all the brothers to stand up, please. All the brothers, except those on the chairs. If I can ask everyone to stand up, can you make sure all the safs are full? Make sure the safs are full. That room is empty there. Please, brothers, move forward towards Jannah. Al-Ayman fal-Ayman. Come on, move on the right-hand side. That space is empty. Yeah, come on, brothers, move forward. Fill up. Come on, brothers. Move forward towards Jannah. Don't feel shy. Move forward. MashaAllah. The space here also. 2 spaces here. The space is there. Is there space in that room there? That whole room is empty. Okay, leave that room empty for the latecomers, inshallah. Brothers, move forward. Keep on moving forward, brothers. Move forward. That room is probably space in there. There's a space in there, Hamza. Yeah, more space in there. Brothers, move forward. Come on. The youngsters, come on. You've got to move forward, yeah? You can't move forward. Now the older ones are even move forward. Come on. Move forward. Brothers in the back, come around to the front, inshallah. Come forward to your Jannah. Hayya ala Jannah, inshallah. This stuff is empty here, brothers. Please fill up this stuff also. This stuff here on my right hand side. Please fill up here. Is that room full now? Yeah. The room is full? Okay, brothers, pick this up. Doctor, aage. Bismillah, Ahmed.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي